Hello, this is my channel, Global Tesoro, and today we're going to talk about how you can solo travel successfully, especially as an American or someone from like this who's not used to hostel culture when traveling abroad. Here to just kind of talk about how I've done some things that have helped me, and maybe these tips will help you in your future travels to not just have a solo trip that's just filled with like self-reflection and just being bored, because a lot of times you do get bored when you solo travel if you're not the super introverted type like me and you actually want to have more better experiences as a photographer or as just someone who's trying to socialize in general. But yeah, let's get right into it. Number one, I recommend to anybody who's not from Europe or South America or used to this kind of culture is hostels. Hostels are a great place. Not only are they cheap, you get to meet tons of people in the common room who have the exact same interests as you. They're all looking to have a good time. They're all looking to, make memories and get out their best selves, their vacation sides. So you're not going to catch any negativity most of the time. So hostels are available on hostelworld.com, which is an application, or there's booking.com. There's plenty of other sites, but Hostel World is my favorite. On there, you can go and look for hostels in whatever city you're going to. If you're going to Greece, just type in the search bar, and you'll see hostelworld.com, results, and you can go to whichever one you see. Pick at your will. I do recommend that you go for the somewhat, medium-sized ones, because if you're trying to make friends abroad, it's going to be hard when groups of friends are already together and they're kind of decided they're going to be in a group. Although they are open to meeting people, it's not your best bet. If you're in a more small capacity place, there's going to be a little bit more intimacy, and if it's really small, even more intimacy. But you're going to go for the medium-sized one because it's kind of the feeling, well, it's not too cliquish, but also open for chit-chat. And from then on, you could go ahead and at least meet one person and go on an adventure in the area, I've done it plenty of times, and you definitely can. You don't have to be a super extrovert, because all these people come in different sorts, all shapes and sizes. So someone could be just the same level as, social as you, and still want to do a nice hike or just a simple walk or go to a bar or whatever. They're really trying to expand into out of their comfort zone. So yeah, as a solo traveler, avoid hotels, because hotels are private and more expensive, and you're not really going to get the authentic feeling of actually enjoying a culture somewhere. I could expand on that later, but for now, let's go on to the next point. Also, when you're in a foreign city, look for the meetup.com. The meetup.com usually has a lot of languages exchange groups, for English especially. And since most people, I assume, that are listening to this are either English or Spanish speakers, when you go to Istanbul, for example, you're going to find that most people speak Turkish. But on the meetup.com, here you can go ahead and find other people who speak English and will most likely have a more similar mindset to you, while also, introducing a little bit of their culture within you and the group itself. So definitely look for meetup.com and look for any language exchange night. You go anywhere around the world, any developed place around the world, or even not so developed, there might have these groups going on. Most likely they will in most European countries and South American countries, from my experience. Also, another way you can go ahead and make your travel experience not so lonely is go to local football matches. So if you're looking for some way to connect on more of a bro level or something like this, you just look for any local match that's important to people, or any classical match, like Real Madrid versus Barca, and obviously that's not every day. So just look for somewhere that's, the local teams that are, being shouted at or chanted for. Look for those. Look for English pub crawls. Not pub crawls, pub bars. Look for pubs. A lot of pubs attract English-speaking people, and therefore you're going to just meet people off of common interest, which is sports. So even if you're not a football head or a soccer head, you should definitely, look up some basic facts about soccer. I'm not really into soccer. I could care less, but I could go with somebody and maybe talk about at least the classic games, the most important games. And if you don't even know anything, just go there and actually just pretend like you care about the team, and you get tribalish real quick, and that's fine. You can expand from there. The key thing here is that you're meeting people in this social setting and you're having a reason to talk to them. And even though it starts with a guy, if you're trying to meet girls, there could be a couple girls there, but at least you're meeting dudes who are gonna like probably be down to hang out with you another night, depending on how long you're there in this town or city. And then from then on, you could just feel more confident with this group of people you're with, etc. And plus, you'll learn some of the language and some of the cultural things that are not just so touristy. Another thing, the fourth one is pub crawls. When you ever go to another city, they're gonna have pub crawls. And actually, if you go to hostelworld.com, if you actually book a hostel, I know from there you can have chats where they suggest a whole bunch of pub crawls themselves, or the hostel itself will recommend some of these pub crawls. And if you're not familiar with the hostel enough, do a couple of research, and maybe I'll go over it another day. But this is just one of the basic ways you can learn. So pub crawls are great because you can just go around with people at random bars, and you're just chit-chatting with them, and the sole purpose is just to drink and chat. So that's literally the whole purpose. And I guarantee you that there's going to be at least one or two people there you're just going to kick it off with and hang out with them the whole night, or not. But there could be more people. You could end up with one group and swing to another. Depending on your social level, you're just going to improvise and get drunk, and you're going to just find your way. I promise you will definitely interact with people, maybe one or two people, if you do this. And it's going to be super good vibes. And the last thing I would say is free walking tours. Whenever you're in a city, for example, I was in Greece and Athens, they have plenty of free walking tours. And since these free walking tours are like geared towards people who don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, these people are going to be solo travelers just like you, and they're going to want to just explore and not break the bank and kind of go for vibes, because people who are vibes travelers tend to be on the lower end of the budget, not families or just like rich people going to hotels and paying for the actually expensive tour. And they're a little bit more underground anyway, so they're going to find little underground ways to operate just like you. So yeah, go to free walking tours, and then here you're definitely going to run into other people who speak English, so obviously pick the language that's suitable for you. If it's a Spanish walking tour, then go with the Spanish walking tour. If it's in English, go with English, and you're going to find your people there. Especially because you're out of context of your country, you're going to be most likely to bond with English speakers who are standing out together in a country that speaks a different language anyways. So you don't have to be fluent in the local language. And in that sense, at least for the time being in this trip, you're taking advantage of what you got there. And so yeah, let's go over it one more time. So go to hostels, because hostels are cheap and they have common areas where you can meet tons of new people who are going to suggest all types of things, whether it's free walking tours, pub crawls, etc. You're going to find some side quests. Another thing, meetup.com, it has lots of language exchanges and game nights that you could participate in, so definitely look for those. Number 3 is going to be the football matches. Remember this, soccer, sports matches, because soccer is popular around the whole world. You're going to find somewhere in the world that's, everywhere in the world is going to have soccer matches. It's just how it is. It's just a national or global sport. Pub crawls for sure. For the really social people, come to pub crawls if you definitely want to have a good time. Who knows, you might even get lucky. Wink, wink. And the last one is free walking tours. Like I said, look for some walking tours, explore the city, and not only explore the city, you save money exploring the city, and you meet people and interact while you're doing it, and it gives you an opportunity to take photos. And the last one I didn't mention was photography. If you don't know a lot of people in the city, also ask to take photos of people. Maybe it could spark a conversation, or maybe it could, lead to a person locally wanting to introduce you to some friends who want more photos, and etc. It just depends on how far you're willing to take the icebreaker of a photo to the next level. But that's more advanced. These 5 things I've listed are going to be definitely suitable and definitely useful. Like, I guarantee you one of these will work for you, no matter how social or antisocial you are, because there's been days where I've been antisocial and it still happens regardless. And yeah, just go ahead and find what happens after these things and take it to the next level. Follow along for more tips on travel and stuff like this. I'm really experimenting right now with YouTube and see what I can do with this thing, but I definitely want to help people, find their suitable way to navigate through the travel world alone, because this world is very large and very interesting and very fun to explore. So thank you very much. Subscribe below, follow along for more. Ciao. Global Tesoro.